entire channel is now ad-free, courtesy of YouTube. I can't really keep up with toy reviews anymore in this state. So if you are willing, you can support me on my Ko-fi and Patreon. You'll get shoutouts and access to bonus content, maybe even a chance for a special request.
Hello, this is KRBrickBot, and I skipped all the other Super 10 toys and just went straight to the centerpiece toy, the capstone toy, Wing Lion, a mighty royal-looking kingly eagle and lion robot that combine into this. Yeah, this is a very wide and big box, very wide and big. And unlike the others, this is a very royal-looking one. This is like a light green that with the clockwork there that gradients into the pure white on top with a nice shiny golden trim across and a metallic. How did they print this like this? Super 10 there, yeah, and then the dark green on the bottom. Sky Wing and Ted Lion. QR code right there. Yeah, that's the whole figure. There's a bit of a paper placeholder and then the actual appendix on there. That side has a nice render of the toy in the yellow, just mostly yellow. You know how hard it is to render metallic gold? I know, but it likely is. Yeah, that's a nice background there with the castle. And in the combined mode, 2 swords included. And then a bigger feature of the super sword included. And then this goes with the Dragon Watch. August of 2022.
Appendix inserted. Assemble Wing Lion.
I am the light of the world and the ultimate guardian. Dawn with the wind. Tornado fall. Cyclone spin. Begone, foul darkness. Light of the earth, radial shine. All powers merge into one. The super sword is complete. Omega, it's all over.
First, a look at the main component. The white lion, I guess literally Ted Lion.
If I had one!
Yeah, so it is like white and a gold plastic and gold paint and chrome gold in the appendix, like just right below the mane. That's a big, long, shaggy mane. And looking at that from the front, and it's probably hard to make it out as a lion face. It kind of looks like a horse face. I don't know, maybe it's because it's just the nose is not painted. Could have helped there. Has black stripes on the side and little ridges here that kind of look like whiskers. And a little tail here, like that can wag side to side with a bit of a lion hilt shaped like lion tail, bushy tail. And if you didn't know already, that is awfully thin. That is an awfully oddly proportioned lion robot. Like that is a very thin torso and just very long legs. I mean, that looks kind of ridiculous, doesn't it? I mean, something could have been done to bulk it out, you might think. Or the arms could have been positioned better. Like, you know, just maybe they should have just been left as it is, like this. Yeah, but then that does not look like the most natural stance for a lion. And then the back legs don't do much, so I have to make a crouch like that more. So I don't know, that looks much better. And I guess I would just put it in the diagonal for the most natural looking you can do for just basically a robot lying down as a lion. And I guess another reason for the lankiness is this pose as per the instructions. Yeah, just post that all the way down, like fold the tail to the side. And yeah, you can make him sit on his rear, just standing up like that. Kind of adorable. with very big lion paws. Kind of looks like a sphinx. The other half is Skywing. I guess it's a royal looking eagle. I mean, very royal with this metallic swirly red. Yeah, just also the swirly here with some gold paint trim across and that same gold plastic and a bit of a chrome in the eagle feather crowns. Yeah, it does tilt up and down a little bit, and nice soft ratcheted legs here and soft ratcheted knees and the ratcheted lower feet. I guess those are the contact points that need the most precision, I guess. Flapping wing articulation in 2 ways, and at the base, yeah, just 2 points, and then rotate here for transformation. It's a very big wingspan, and with those 2 hinges, I guess you can get some more natural types of flapping action than most other bird toys. For the combination, you just basically tuck up the legs as far as they'll go. And then there are 4 connection points here, just click them onto the right spots. Doesn't exactly have a solid click, so it's hard to feel if it's actually secure. Yeah, but once you get it on there, that is Wing Lion. Yep, that's basically the lion with the eagle just plonked right on top of there, with the eagle head just right there. Just kind of like a chimera thing. We're just... Yeah, just basically the lion with wings, a very tall wing pack. And kind of bulks it up only in the upper area. The lower area is still a bit skinny, but I guess it does have much more of a presence as a lion with wings. Or a manticore, but more holier and heroic. And it definitely doesn't have a scorpion tail. Transformation to warrior mode. And then yeah, you can yank off the tail. Of course, that was the weapon. And then yeah, the entire robot mode is just basically the lion standing up and flipping out the robot heels. Yeah, there's this tab here. Rotate the arms, and these paws go all the way 180, so that is a cleaner way to remove the paws than just simply like the hands moving down like this. That's much better and flows in and just meshes with the arms better. Yeah, flip these down to form some sort of royal loincloth and side skirts. And this is interesting, yeah, this flap here, it's a fake faux mouth. And then while you just remove that appendix and just basically reinsert it in the same place unlike the other ones. This appendix got a little stuck. This slider thing. Yeah, while you do that, double hinge that down and then open the lion mouth and then put the appendix in front of it so it looks like the jaw just extended to be clamping onto the long appendix. And then get your finger in there to latch that head to reveal a very uncanny, kind of creepy looking naked robot head that is awfully thin and skinny with a very ornate brain area. I guess the Skywing is a bit more involved. Yeah, that was the other half of the weapon. Just pull this out. Yay, sliding rails. Then split that out on those ball sockets there and helmet down. Yeah, and these fold down and there's a little tab here to, yeah, just to latch it on there. Soft click there. And then there are the tabs here that move on to these black tabs, which are part of the hinge, so hard to align unless you have it clipped in the back there beforehand. Altogether, this thing has a presence. This is a very majestic and kingly looking robot. Yeah, really looks like it's a big old royalty, a big old king. Especially with all that gold, yeah. It has, again, 3 shades of gold. The gold plastic, the bright gold plastic, the painted gold, and the chrome gold. Yeah, just in the appendix here, and the crown, and the kneecaps, just lion kneecaps, adorned with some wings. And a lot of crosses here. Guess he's like a crusader, maybe? Crusader inspired? Or he's like the holiest of robotic superiors. Yeah, so to reiterate, the crosses are on his shins, the loincloth, the side skirts, maybe squares on the shoulders, back of the eagle. A somewhat organic curvature for the like gold painted bits, kind of look like, you know, metal braced armor. Yeah, but there's a lot of gold painted runoff on this arm particularly. That is, I mean, that's a whole lot for an error. It's not even like a weathered paint wash. If it was like deliberate, it would look like a weathered paint wash, but this is a whole big QC error. But I don't know, maybe it doesn't look that bad from angles. And not to mention there's like a few sprue marks. Like this is a very big noticeable sprue that's had to be completely cut clean, and a tiny bit of a strand sticking out like there, like a big old hair. I mean, I guess the plastic's good, but somehow this particular copy at least has some more quality control issues, but they're just aesthetic. They're not like functional, hampering QC issues. And the primary body is cast in a metallic white type of plastic. Kinda looks a little milky. I don't know if the proportions of the torso are weird because these are kind of short legs and a very tall torso, since basically nothing was done to the torso to like lengthen it or shrink it or for the legs. Yeah, so he kind of looks like a little stumpy little guy, but not too much, you know, he's still pretty tall. I guess the eagle halves form some very nice red shoulder pads or epaulets. Metallic red trim, the silver gold trim all around, some blue gemstone-like details. The eagle legs clean up there nicely, and there are even little eagle ornaments on the sides of the shoulders. Those are like really subtle but noticeable, and they're double-sided, so it's hard to notice that that's like the eagle tail. And of course, that is a very royal head, like with like a paladin-like helmet, just completely nearly enclosed with the eagle head on top, like a big old, very ornate crown. The white paint might clash with the white plastic. And yeah, if you look at this, you can see how much of a long head he has, just I guess for the eagle neck. So yeah, he had a big brain. He's covering his big brain to cover his rather naked face. It was interesting to split his main weapon into 2 halves for each beast, like the tail feathers form the blade of the sword and the lion tail forms the hilt. Slides in, and that forms a little king sword. It's a pretty simple sword with an ornate lion hilt center upside down. Yeah, so that goes in the opening hands. Either direction, so soft click, and then yeah, you gotta clasp it in to really make him hold it. So yep, very kingly sword. For the articulation, there's nothing at the head because of how this was transformed and how the shoulder pads are just mounted right at the back of the neck. And so yeah, that's looking straight ahead. Soft shoulder ratchets all around, with these in the way, and then nice clicky shoulders outward all the way out. Soft bicep curls. Curling because, you know, no rotating wrist swivel, just the inward for transformation. And opening fingers for holding his accessories. Nice to have finger articulation at least. And transformational inner shoulder butterfly joints. They're a bit stiff though. Nice ratchet forward all the way forward, and get that cape out of the way all the way back. All the way out. Get that skirt flap out of the way, and you can do that. And nice soft ratcheted thigh swivels. And a back-mounted knee bend that could go like all the way like this, mainly for the beast mode, but nice to have this much of a deep knee bend. And a little bit of a side soft ratchet tilt that goes more in this way than the other way. Those other direction ankle joints are more for the sitting lion mode. And toe in. Despite not having the head and the waist and not the fullest range of arm articulation, this is pretty good articulation for a young toys robot, all things considered. Yes, there's even enough joints to get the at least one good pose of the double-handed sword wield. Yeah, that's very royal, that's a very epic pose to put a robot in. Though not sure how well it is effective for combat. And I suppose, yes, some decent leg poses. Besides the King Sword that is integrated into the figure, there's also this extra super sword. Yeah, this looks like a legendary sword. Definitely chrome gold all around. With the Superion logo right in there. Very ornate center and hilt and edges with the faces of all 10 Superion on them. Like this half has the first 5 and then the other half it has the other 5. Bit screw hole here to screw in this separate piece. Very long and thin hilt with a pommel here. Yeah, this is a very pretty sword. I really like this very overly ornate design for a royal sword. So much so, I recreated this whole thing in wood. Just a new thing to test out a laser engraver with. A full life-size, but more of a kid-sized roleplay toy, since Super 10 wasn't that popular to make roleplay toys, so I decided to make a roleplay toy of my own. Yeah, just really replicated all the details there. I spent way too much time on this, and even then I didn't quite perfect it and didn't have time to make a hilt. Yeah, but this is the best I could do, and if I could get more wood, I would make more of these for like the 10 Super 10 super fans. Yeah, so much like that other sword, he can like double wield it. It probably looks just as epic holding it upside down, like, you know, just for this pose. Yep, so this is definitely some sort of epic weapon to be used in a series finale. Which, minor spoilers, probably this thing didn't exactly show up until like the last few episodes, while it was just mostly a background prop one of the characters just had lying around. They even forgot this thing existed in their prophecy. For the 10th and final toy of 10 historical warrior themed robots to go out on, this was very good to go out on. It's like a very good kingly big presence robot. Yeah, I guess it's decently articulated. Yeah, it's a fun combination. It's a fun combination, I guess. Good posability, a very good presence. Yeah, what's not to love about a lion and eagle type of robot? Of course, the animation plays tricks by playing around with the proportions. Yeah, I mean, that torso is just looking much more precise and concise, as with a slightly different head shape. So yeah, of course, that's what animation does. You know, just make things more prettier than what physical toys can offer, like an elbow bend. Probably reminds you of the Manticore Megazord, which in all timelines this would probably be a Biclon's mecha. Though it's very obvious this thing really has no bicycle or like clockwork motifs going on that the Super 10 sequel of Metalli is kind of just very loosely followed. And spoilers for a positively mid-Chinese cartoon. I guess after a sacrificial battle, 10 lions kind of just became a tiny little organic lion named Una.
Now, my name is Una. My special power is... what was it?
Well, that was more of a snarky cat than a kitty cat.
Meow.
And then became a mechanical lion again when the time was needed. Yeah, really Digimon-y stuff. And as always, I'm reviewing this late when the little hype that the Super 10 had for its marketing and such is past now. You know, I guess Super 10 is just pretty much like Metal Lions, but with less controversy from reusing stuff. Yeah, I guess it was just more of a stopgap, you know, for young toys to get out some product from some short-lived robot toy line while they were working on the more popular Tobot and such. Yeah, but I guess it's nice for young toys to experiment with some other toys and styles of robots Yeah, you know, like unlike other companies where, you know, they'll just put all sorts of things in their one toy line, I guess. Young Toys kind of experiments with different types of robot aesthetics. I guess, you know, Tobot is about cars, and then any other type of robot these Young Toys make, just they can make their own toy lines. Yeah, so this is just be another one to the repertoire of short-lived, intentionally short-lived Young Toys robot toy lines that could be obscure, and they probably have low demand, so these could be easy to pick up in several years from later. And it's kind of an unfortunate case where Young Toys is an international limited company, and the other half of Super 10 is mostly exclusive to Korea, didn't really get out into Singapore or its own mainline China. Or conversely, because this was a short-lived obscure toy line, this particular Wing Lion might be the hardest to get when this is really discontinued and hard to find. Yeah, so it's your call whether you want to get this sooner or later. But as far as the current and winning Tobot fans are concerned,
but if you close your eyes, does it